Hi everyone and welcome back to the August Warno Tournament. Today we have two games back to back with General Mosquito and Lathans. Now this first game is extremely short. I'm not sure what happens. General Mosquito messaged me and said there's going to be some memes in these games, so I assume that's what we're going to be seeing in this first game with it being so short. But as I say, I'm honestly not sure what is going to happen. But this first one is about 5 minutes long, and then we'll hop straight into the second game, which is a bit longer. I believe the second game is also on a different map, but let's see how this pans out. This should be quite interesting. I'm just looking at what they've got down. I'm seeing Grenzers, I'm seeing a Scout Chopper, I'm seeing lots of Sapri, I'm seeing an Osa, Strelky. I'm not seeing anything too memey. There's one Rocket Attack Chopper. And at the other side, I mean, Milan's Jaegers, Command, a single chopper. I don't know. I honestly don't know what is going to be coming out here. Could be that there's going to be a lot of bombers or something at the start. But I can't. It's a funny map anyway to end in a matter of minutes. So I'm genuinely very curious. I can see some anti-air cannons going down there. Lots of stuff on the road. Supply trucks and things. Here we go, we're off. So command instantly there for General Mosquito. I'm looking for aircraft or something. I'm genuinely curious why it ended so suddenly. Obviously, both of these experienced players play a very good game. Here we go, Napalm Jet out straight away. This could be the memes that General Mosquito was referring to with the Napalm. I assume going for this road here. Yeah, he's getting a good lineup on the road. I'm spinning it around so we can see it. Very nice lineup on the road. He's going for this area here. Oh no, he's going for the edge of the town. I thought he'd be going for this road here. That's just to stop entry to the town as much as possible, I think. AA Jet coming out there. Now, I would assume that General Mosquito knows that they dropped. Yes, he stopped some of his vehicles. Now, Lathans will still have a while to get here. General Mosquito moving his forces back down this road, I believe, instead. Rocket Attack Jet coming out, the SU-25, a Tanner Special. Another AA Jet coming there. Oh, lost that AA Jet, went over the Osa. I'm genuinely curious as to how this is going to end, because both players still have forces. I thought this was going to be like a napalm strike hitting the bulk of General Mosquito's forces there. But General Mosquito's got most of his forces into this point now, certainly near enough. And Lathans is still majoritively stuck over here. I assume he's going to try and rush into this town though. Fascinating. Another Tornado AA Jet coming in. General Mosquito spending a lot of money on anti-air jets. Also engaging the choppers. SU-25's taking a lot of fire. It will get out alive though. They always do take a few shots. SU-27S. Anti-air jet coming in. Oh, they're going to engage each other. It's going to go over the Osas, but the Osas aren't out of missiles. Oh, that Osa is out of missiles anyway. I think it's the only one there. Lots of forces pushing straight through this way for General Mosquito. $37 minutes to go. And this game was about 4 or 5 minutes long. So is it just that Lathans is going to feel that his initial attempt with the Napalm Jet failed, and now General Mosquito has the upper hand? I honestly don't know. Because I think both players have spent quite a bit on aircraft. Sapri RPO's in there. Command in there. No commands in place for Lathans yet. He's focusing on the military side and getting in ground forces. I'm genuinely baffled. Currently +3. Is it going to have a lot to do with who loses a lot of forces here and if someone surrenders, I guess? It does look like General Mosquito is losing a lot of forces at the front. Rocket attack chopper is being utilized quite well against these infantry. Obviously, this is before the patch where damage was reduced against buildings for these things. HE bomber coming in against these buildings. That was a really nice strike, but it didn't actually kill any. And there's the surrender. So I believe that was a surrender from General Mosquito. Commiserations, General Mosquito. I wasn't sure what to expect there. I'm not, was that the meme one, General Mosquito? You'll have to let me know in the comments which one you perceived as the meme one. I mean, obviously the early napalm is considered a little bit meme, I guess, but equally, it's a good tactic. It was one that was used for a long time in Wargame Red Dragon, or Wargame, I should say, and then as time progressed, it became less powerful. So not a lot of kills by either player, to be honest. Also doing probably the best job, killing 2 Harriers and a recon chopper. What a weird little game. Okay, let's hop into the next one and see what else happens. Hi everyone and welcome back to our second game then between Lathans and General Mosquito. This one is a normal length game, shall we say. This time we have Lathans on the left in blue as the 4th Motution and General Mosquito as the 35th on the right. And he's playing in red. 2 MiG-29 AA jets out straight away, I assume chopper hunting, and indeed General Mosquito is losing at least 1 chopper there, I think. Oh no, just stunned. He is being engaged by 2 MiG-23MLs. Has managed to kill one of those MiG-29As. And is going after the other one. Will he get it before it evacs? I think it's not actually set to evac, is it? Because it doesn't have the little thing and it is dead. A huge rush of Clara Heavy in choppers. And that appears to be where the majority of Lathan's money has gone. Obviously the 2 jets and these. And back here we see there are 2 Shilkas and a bunch of supply vehicles. I assume that's for early supply for all of these choppers. Oh, MiG-23s doing a good job. And another MiG-23 in now as well. And a MiG-21. It's a mass spam of jets at the start. The choppers have managed to land and drop off the Clara Heavy. Obviously, we are talking about choppers that have rockets as well. So remember, these are the Mi-8Ts, which have the 57mm rockets, and plenty of them. So this is a lot of choppers to start. How effective they're going to be against all of these fighters is up for debate, though it does look like they're mostly out of ammunition now. These guys do have some ammo left on their Gatling gun, so they will pose a threat still to these choppers. It does appear that initially Lathans looked like his little push with this would have been quite advantageous, but all of these MiG-23s, he's lost a MiG-23 actually, but he's still got 2 of them in play. They're off to repair and rearm, but they did a good job of taking out a lot of those choppers. So, and equally General Mosquito has choppers like that as well. This is quite a weird little start to the game. Both players losing a lot of their opening forces. I think right now General Mosquito perhaps has the most that has survived up here, whereas Lathans is down to some Clara Heavy here and here. He does have the Shilkas coming in, and he has plenty of supply coming in. Obviously the supply trucks were intending to fully resupply and rearm all of these helicopters. He's got 3 surviving helicopters, which isn't bad of what he had to start with. Obviously General Mosquito with more forces here. Shilka being utilised to deal with these choppers from General Mosquito as well. That was quite an interesting opening, guys, I will say that. A lot of aircraft, a lot of choppers. Wait, what? How fast is that thing moving there? How high is that thing? That chopper just like took off into the stratosphere. Really fast. That was absolutely bizarre. I think that was a bug. Pretty sure I've seen mentions of things like that in the changelog. Entertaining, nonetheless. So, we're settling in now into what I would usually consider the norm for this map, which is a very heavy front line, I think. So we've got plenty of units coming in from both players, plenty of anti-air coming in for Lathans. We have a command coming in there, we have Jaeger coming in, more Aufklärer, a little tank, and a recon chopper. And over this side we have plenty of Desert Nicky, we've got a command coming in for there. More Desert Nicky, tank at the back there. You've got the Mi-2T flittering around over this way. Neither player's actually sent anything around the back there. That's always an interesting point. We've seen this back way utilised extremely effectively for doing a push on Echo, for example, and cutting off the supply lines. And we've seen it used for little skirmishes in the middle. And we've seen it not used at all, with each player just having a recon at either side. And this time, we're just seeing not even recon. They're not bothering with that either. Could one of them have gone around the back, potentially? If there's no recon there, there's always... I mean, that's obviously why that Mi-2 was over there. Perhaps for a bit of scouting to see if anything came down that road from Lathans. So we're back to this sort of situation. We see quite a few of these games on this map, is where General Mosquito is sort of holding this area and this area here, and Lathans is over in this town here. Now, equally, there can be situations where, you know, it would be Lathans holding these middle bits, but generally speaking, and I don't know why, it's possibly a bit of, you know, timing to get to the front lines and things like that. I'm not 100%. You do tend to end up more in this position where the player on the right of the screen holds this center bit, and the player on the left tends to hold this back bit. Another command coming in there for General Mosquito. I assume that will be going for this point here. I mean, really, General Mosquito has the potential to also get a command in Delta, because he does hold enough of the area here to stick one in, an infantry command in a building, for example, or just something in the forest. I think we're going to have a period now of building up forces before someone tries to make a push. Which, again, it does feel like the standard for this map at the moment. It'll be very interesting when we get the reworked version of this map. The reworked version of this map is going to have roads and, I think, a point in the forest, but there'll be lots of roads going through this forested area. Dirt roads, I think, rather than anything else, but it all helps. It's just another way to go and make use of the space on the map. Because at the moment, there's, you know, a lot of space completely unused on this map, like this point here, this area here. So it'll be good to see something, you know, that forces you to enter this area as well. I think the other thing is the central points on this map. Obviously, Charlie and Delta are running a single point each. And obviously, you're guaranteed to hold the back point to some extent. So it's very slow going in terms of a point victory on this map. And that's something that I think they'll change as well. And you do see on more of the newer maps and newer renditions and alterations that points are a little bit higher in the middle to stop that whole stalemated thing where the game just drags on because of point control, I suppose. Because having +1 takes a long time to win a game. I'm not seeing as yet any more commands coming in. A little bit quiet up there. I do notice there is an attack command there. Attack beacon from General Mosquito. He's obviously just marking the Aufklärer. I'm surprised. Oh, he has got a command in for there as well. It's got ahead of me. I was looking back here for one, but he does have one in, so it's +2 to General Mosquito. There's a command coming in to neutralize, though. D44 guns coming in. There's finally some defensive unit around the back here, and an MI2 recon chopper just sat in the middle there. Won't be seeing a huge amount, I'd imagine, in the forest, but better than nothing. D30s coming in there. I quite like the D30s. D30s coming in here as well. Whatever happens here is going to be a big push at some point from someone. Lots of T55's at this side. I suppose that's one thing is, you know, Lathans could come from a push at this side through these trees. There isn't a lot over here. There's a BMD-2 there with a autocannon. And there's a Razvedka Heavy just sat in the open there. But I suppose Lathans, he is sending the tanks towards the town though. I sort of felt like it's a real challenge because obviously the main defensive force is going to be covering this area. Sort of this here and this up here. But he will have a few units along here as well to start push around the back. I suppose from General Mosquito's point of view, he has the advantage right now. He is +1, so technically he could just sit. He doesn't need to attack, which is a reasonable point of view. You've got +1. You will eventually win on points. You're already ahead by 200. So, it's the onus is sort of on Lathans to push if General Mosquito is happy to sit for 40 minutes and let the game end naturally. Multiple D30s firing for Lathans now. Obviously, again, in the previous patch, before they've had their buffs, so... Oh! Interesting. So this is a smoke screen. Now, is this a distraction? Or is this actually going to be a push? Obviously, you can see General Mosquito repositioning forces here. SPG-9 getting shots off at these infantry here. SPG-9's actually doing quite a lot of damage, isn't it? It fires pretty fast. You know, I always tend to underestimate the SPG-9s and these recoilless guns. That's a very nice smoke. All the way across. Obviously nullified repositioning of these forces here by having smoke all the way along. Gotta give credit where credit is due, Lathans. Very nice smoke. Obviously the concern would be that this stuff's going to start dissipating soon. Artillery fire coming in from General Mosquito. Oh, here's a load of HE bombers coming in. Loads of MiG-21 HE bombers and an AA jet. Chopper has been taken out there. Cluster bomber coming in as well. Wow. That is very much a Lathans laying waste with everything he can. Now he's caught kind of out in the open here with his forces. They haven't actually managed to push yet. They're sort of stuck where they are. But these forces pushing up very aggressively. He is getting in with these ones. The distraction paid off. Obviously, General Mosquito moved a lot of units around this side. But the push is coming from multiple directions. Lots of AA in here though. Those choppers aren't going to be much use. Getting some shots off at these infantry in the building. Very nice. Very nice, Lathans. Obviously these units now in play as the smoke has cleared. Strela moved up to try and engage that chopper. Mortars coming down as well. These infantry pushed through very effectively. Bomber coming in there to engage them. Was that a napalm jet, I think? Yep, napalm. Pretty effective. That's a shame for Lathans. Really nice push there. He lost a lot of the stuff in the middle though, because the smoke sort of ran out eventually, and all of this stuff could then fire at the vehicles and things. These infantry doing a really good job of pushing when they got through this top edge. However, unfortunately, they have been completely annihilated by that napalm bomber. But really well done, Lathans. I mean, you've got a foothold. You've managed to get some units there. You're calling in more. But the pushback from General Mosquito into this area is coming. Obviously, he managed to keep his command alive in there as well, so he'll be pleased with that. He's at 380 points now. 25 minutes left to go in this game. Now, does General Mosquito risk a pushback immediately? Or does he hold off, is the question, and just go back into his defensive posture? Which, again, he's winning. He can just do that. Good use of smoke in general, though, from Lathans. Not something we see used all the time in Warno. Used a lot more in Wargame Red Dragon, I find. But it's nice to see people utilising it more. I see a couple of his D30s are actually out of ammo. So he will need to resupply those. This looks like counter battery fire from the single D30. Is it a single one? Yeah, single D30 there for General Mosquito. Spetsnaz being brought in there. What else are people bringing in? There's lots of Desert Nicky again. Some resupply. There's a T80 coming in there. Obviously an advantage with General Mosquito that he does get T80s. T55, plenty of T55's coming in for Lathans. Pioneers, Motsuchins. Notice a couple of Sapri RPO just pushing around the back here for General Mosquito as well. So that's not counter battery now. I think that's just trying to hit the ground. On the road, perhaps. Unfortunately, not very accurate. Unless it was trying to hit one that was there before. I'm not 100%. Mi-24V, rocket attack jet. Sorry, rocket attack chopper. It's not a jet. Now, obviously, the onus remains on Lathans to push because he's still down points and not gaining any. He still has his foothold in this area, though. We do see that General Mosquito is slowly pushing his forces further and further towards this edge, but due to not getting right to the edge, it's allowed Lathans to move all of his forces in. Single mortar just dropping down on where they are coming in. Could be causing some stress, but I think they're going to be well out of the way. Yeah. Smoke going down again. Napalm bomber coming in here. It has dropped. Napalm bomber is dead, but it did drop its bombs. Oh, minimal effect. Minimal effect. It landed sort of behind the units. So they weren't too badly affected by that at all. So Lathans in a much better position than the last time the napalm jet came in. Nice strike there against that building. Loads of jets in play still. These two choppers need a repair. Smoke going, plenty of smoke going down for Lathans. Not skimping on the smoke at all. T55's pushing around this way. More T55's up there. More infantry reinforcements coming in there. I mean, there's not a lot to see. They're fighting in the forest. Loads of Motsuchin and loads more T55's coming in for Lathans. Sometimes that T55 spam can be very useful. I know that in this particular patch, the tanks, while still useful against infantry as fire support, they weren't as good as they once were, and I think that's been improved in the latest patch again. Here come the T55's. Good smoke across there, though I think that D44 cannon can still fire out. Yes, can the other one? A little slither it can fire down there. And this D44 can also fire. Obviously, the D44s are going to be very useful against the T55's. T55's not having the most armor, so 1 or 2 shots should kill. Loads of BMD2s coming in, and the T80, and another T80 there. Will be very useful at holding off Lathan's push here. Obviously, those BMD2s also have Desert Nicky in them, so it is infantry reinforcement. I'll also note there is another attack chopper coming in there. 18mm rockets. General Mosquito pushing up this way as well with his Razvedka Heavy. He has 2 squads of those. Oh, the Sapri RPO have managed to get into the buildings around the back here. Now, these guys have the incendiary rocket launcher. They're not going to be the most use against vehicles, but they will kill infantry pretty effectively. Cluster bomber coming in here. Very nice strike. Hasn't killed a BDM, a BMD even, and has killed, or almost killed, a T80. Didn't do any damage to the back T80 though. But once again, poor Lathans has been pushed back. As we know, as ever, attacking in this game is one of the most difficult things to do, and you're expected to sustain heavy losses when attacking generally. Still +1 to General Mosquito. He's at 600 points and counting, so 600 ahead realistically for General Mosquito. With 18 minutes left to go. Lots of T55's coming in. Alpha Clara Heavy coming in. Gov. Ghetto gunships coming in as well. Spetsnaz being dropped off here. Tanks have managed to kill the Sapri RPOs. As I say, very effective against infantry, not so effective against tanks. Lathan's managing to keep his little grip on the edge of this forest, which is really important if he wants to push. But obviously, a lot of forces coming in. Look at that red blob on the map there. Lots of forces coming in from General Mosquito. General Mosquito all the while maintaining that command. MiG-21 HE bomber coming in and killing one of those squads there. There are various squads pushing around here for General Mosquito, though. He has lost that Razvedka Heavy squad there, but he does have the BMD-2 now pushed up. He also has a BMD-2 back here, but it is out of fuel. Very much General Mosquito being sneaky. BRDM-2's coming in for recon there. I mean, both players, I can imagine at this stage, are hurting for units and reinforcements because they've both spent a lot of cash and lost a lot of units so far. In fact, I dare say the kills to losses, not necessarily going to be a huge gap between them per se, but certainly that they will both have very high kills and very high losses due to the huge amount of forces that both will have lost in the center here. Lathan's getting a foothold on here now after losing the foothold here, but I will note that, you know, General Mosquito is still all the way back here. There's still room for Lathans to push in this edge. Lots of fire support from the helos there. One of those squads already badly injured. Doing a very good job though, Lathans, pushing at multiple locations at once. Has managed to get in here twice. Maintained that push for a long time, getting more and more in. Obviously here, HE bomber coming in to try and kill these guys. They're somehow surviving, and there they are dead finally. I'm surprised they survived as long as they did. But yeah, these guys being mopped up by the choppers with the rockets. Oh! Ghetto gunships have got right round the back here, but there is defense there. There is a Strela. Strela is out of missiles, but the Igla still has some. Igla has one left. Should be able to finish off the Gov. Yep, that's dead. Desert Nicky coming in there. MI2 still flitting around the back there, but not going to be a huge use unless it can swing around and try and spot that command. Good effort by Lathans to get around the back, though. I saw them go up there, but I assumed they weren't going to push all the way around, but he did eventually. So apologies, I missed that. We caught the end of it, but obviously defensive forces there for General Mosquito. MI8 TV Rocket 2 coming in there with the 57mm rockets. Lathans pushes all dealt with now. General Mosquito resecuring this area, getting some recon vehicles up there, and down here we can see that General Mosquito just sort of sitting in a nice defensive position there. He's not even bothering to push up to the end of the forest now. He's just going to hold. Just under 15 minutes left to go in the match. Lots more Motsuchin coming in. Motsuchin Pioneers of Clara. I'm just wondering, are there many... There are a few T55's. A few T55's just sat at the edge here for Lathans. But obviously he's lost a lot of T55's. He's lost a lot of infantry. General Mosquito lost a lot as well in these various pushes from Lathans. But it's always such a difficult thing to be the pushing person. And General Mosquito pushing up a very, very strong defense. Lots more T55s being called in at the back there. And supply trucks. Now this game doesn't go for the full 40 minutes. It was about 5 minutes shy. It was about 35, 36 minutes. So something could change drastically. Good use of his MiG there. He wants to be careful though, flying over. Oh, that's going to take a lot of fire, and it is dead. Commiserations, General Mosquito, your poor pilot. Conker's coming in there. Lots of Desert Nicky coming in. I don't know if it's just reinforcement or if General Mosquito could consider doing a push down that side. I suppose for him it would be nice to kill the command in there that Lathans has to push that up to +2 again. Lots more T55s coming in there, along with those supply trucks. More T50. Oh, wow. We are going to see a T55 push. Could be, of course, that Lathans is running low on infantry to call in at this stage of the game. He's obviously utilised a lot of infantry to do various pushes, and is now relying more on mass tank spam. Obviously, they're not the most expensive tanks, so he will be able to afford quite a lot of them. Still quite a lot of defensive forces in terms of the D44 cannons and T80Bs spread around for General Mosquito, though he doesn't have as many D44s as he once did. There was one over here in the corner which is dead, and there was one over this side as well which is dead. He does have some Conkers there, but those guys are actually out of missiles. Whether there is any more supply available from General Mosquito, I'm not sure. But obviously these guys won't be firing anytime soon. Hilo out of ammo as well at the back here. But I'm not seeing a lot of supply being called in by General Mosquito. It could be that he has none left. Look at all these T55s coming in. Oh, there are more Motsuchin coming in, so he's not completely out of infantry, Lathans. Shilka coming in as well. Shilka can be utilized as a ground pushing force as well, because obviously it can be quite effective against infantry due to its rapid fire cannons. There's a lot of T55's. "11 minutes to go, so something is going to happen in the next 5 or 6 minutes that is going to decide this game once and for all. It could be another push by Lathans that either doesn't pan out or does and forces General Mosquito right back. Or it could be that General Mosquito finally decides to do some kind of push, but he definitely looks more defensive in his posturing. Obviously, nearly 1,000 points ahead now. Not far off at all. Motsuchin pushing up here, so this could be a push from Lathans again. Could this be the final push of the game? Obviously, able to get into this edge again because there aren't actually any infantry in this forest here. Smoke going down back here to stop any ability to fire over from this side. Smoke there to cover the advance. I mean, General Mosquito must know it's coming. He's seen the smoke go down. I mean, he could suspect it's a false flag operation, of course. What else has he got coming in right now? Razvedka heavy, loads more D30 cannons, or howitzers. A couple of things around the back here, nothing too exciting. Just recon. This is the big push then. Motsuchin pushing pretty hard here. Very effective. Has managed to kill a lot of General Mosquito's stuff, and obviously General Mosquito's stuff cannot fire out of that smoke. If we click on the T80B, you'll see that it is in the smoke and cannot fire out. It is being maneuvered, though, into a better position, perhaps back here to fire across. Yes, indeed. So it can fire over there. Look at all these forces coming in now. BMD2's around the back there, engaging Lathans' forces from behind, but Lathans has pretty much committed nearly everything to this push. Lots of fire coming in from those D30 cannons at long range. He needs to keep his forces moving, does Lathans, I guess, to stop being hit by all of those artillery pieces. Not that they're super scary in this old patch. Look at this push. Go Lathans, go. Wow. All these T55's back here as well. Oh. The BMD2 has managed to kill Lathans' command in this point, so this is an all or nothing push now for Lathans, I suppose. Look at this. Look at Lathans go. HE bomber coming in on all those units there. Lovely strike, did get some kills. Has caused some stuff to rout, has stunned other things. T55 is pushing around the back here. Lots of infantry still surviving here, but rapidly getting picked off at the same time. Lots of damage to these units here. But look at how much General Mosquito has lost there. Command is now dead as well. Is there another command going to come in for Lathans? I'm not sure. We send the Motsuchin to engage the BMD2. A cooler here. Very expensive KA-50. Being utilised to engage these guys here. Look at Lathans push go. Wow. 7 minutes left to go. Still +1 to General Mosquito. There's a lot of units here still. Wow. I wasn't sure what to expect. I knew there was a lot of tanks there for Lathans, but this is an amazing push. I mean, you've got to give Lathans credit here. He's done some fantastic pushes this game. Calling in Motsuchin all the way back here now. Feeling confident that he's going to push through this lot as well. Could we be seeing a surrender from General Mosquito here? Or is he going to manage to finish off Lathans' forces? Obviously, a lot of stuff here for General Mosquito is managing to fight off all the stuff at that side. But there's still a big cluster here. Is there going to be a big bombing run from General Mosquito that's going to kill a lot of this stuff? I mean, a decent cluster strike would do a lot of damage here. Loads of reinforcements coming in. Loads of anti-air coming in as well for General Mosquito there. Good use of those artillery pieces trying to stun and rout these guys here. And I think that's the end of Lathans' push. There are lots of Motsuchin coming in. 2 commands coming in. That was such an amazing push from Lathans. But General Mosquito has plenty back here. 5 minutes left in the game. So I suspect someone's either going to surrender or get disconnected. I think it's a surrender. Yeah, that was a surrender. Commiserations. Commiserations, Lathans. That was an amazing game from both of you. And Lathans, your pushes there were absolutely incredible, especially that last one. You made so much progress. But look at the kills to losses. Okay, there's a difference, but as I say, they were high for both players. This was a game where both players lost a lot. Let's have a look at those kills to losses. SPG9 did quite alright. Shilka was doing pretty well. Cluster did well. Strela did well. MI8 did well. Cluster, T55 was doing well. And on the other side, T80, obviously, we would expect that. Few things got a couple of kills, but super standout T80 more than anything. The MI8. BMD2 did quite a lot. That's maybe the ones that got around the back there. Yeah, and another BMD2 there. Well, what a game, guys. I mean, the first one was over in a flash, but that second one was quite a slog. And it was quite an exciting slog. There were some heavy pushes going on there. Who says Black Forest is boring? I probably have in the past. I'm guilty of that. But that was quite an exciting game. Really enjoyed that, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned to the channel. We'll have more Warno regiments, various other things over the week ahead. And remember that it is the week of Gamescom. So we'll have loads of new games to look at. Loads of new strategy games. We'll be getting footage of loads of stuff, including Tempest Rising, etc., etc., etc. So stay tuned this week. Have a great week, everyone.